That's pitiful.
So you're not impressed whatsoever.
Impressed by what?
By Francis
Impressed
Ngannou.
by what?
He has never in the history of him fighting has gone a full 5 rounds.
He fought a dummy.
But he was just one of the most cerebral guys back then.
Bro, Francis.
Like, before this Saturday.
Look, bro, if anybody fought like Gane did, where he was just leg tapping him and barely doing that fight sucked, bro. Neither of them was doing anything. Like they was laying on each other. They was just cuddling. We was watching people cuddle half the time, bro.
It was a bit. What do you think about the whole card overall? I mean, the preliminaries were great, but once the main card came about, how do you feel about the card in general? Was it underwhelming? What do you think about the co-main, Brandon Moreno versus Figueiredo? There's Von Blue calling as well too. But let me see if I could, Von Blue, I just denied it real quick to see if I can add you on top. I forgot how I did this before. Okay, I got it right here. Give me 1 second. But yeah, what do you think about the whole card in general?
Well, here's the deal. The card sucks once you have Francis headlining it. I mean, if Francis is not a headliner, let's be honest.
Oh, boy.
Francis is not. He's not. He's not. Anybody
despicable.
Anybody who takes 14 steps in a fight is not a headliner. I mean, I would rather have Marino and Figgy. They were the best fight on the card.
It was a good fight. You're vertical, by the way, Trey. Or like, you could turn. Yep. Let me see if I can turn. Yep, okay. Right there. That's perfect.
I'm multitasking.
Welcome to the stream, Von.
What's up? Just
listen, Francis sucks, bro. He's an idiot.
I honestly haven't talked to Von about the Francis Ngannou fight versus Ciryl Gane. So let's hear what Von Blue has to say, and then kind of feed off, the impressive performance that Francis Ngannou had.
He's about to ride Francis. And stop saying he had an impressive performance, Miller. You could have done what he did.
Triana is on fire.
You could have did what he did.
I mean, he has never went past the second round, and he was able to do so.
Listen to me. That fight sucked so bad that Dana didn't even go put the belt around his waist.
This is
he didn't even go to the press conference. He said, these questions are about to be boring. What are they going to ask me about them laying on each other half the time, or Francis breathing heavy and barely walking? Yeah, I'm good on that.
Or he's upset because he
would have been there.
Good point, Von. That's what I was just about to get to. Maybe he was just upset, Trey, that he's going to have to pay the man. Trey's frozen, by the way. Trey, if you hear me, you're out there frozen.
Because he outside. Yeah, he outside. So, Von, it's going to be in and out.
Von, talk to me. How do you feel about the main event, Francis Ngannou, Brandon Figueiredo? He was able to pull off a unanimous decision. Nobody predicted that. How do you feel about that, Von?
Oh, about Figueiredo and
No. Francis Ngannou and Ciryl Gane. Francis Ngannou winning the unanimous decision.
Well, the thing is not what we expected. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't like the fight that I thought it was gonna be. But at the same time, with Ciryl Gane is Gane, man. Like he said, Ngannou wasn't confident with his striking. And a dude like Ciryl Gane with that footwork and defense and movement and that precision striking, it's gonna make you nervous. It's gonna make you nervous and engaged because he can move well and he punches hard and his defense is excellent. I ain't seen no heavyweight have that type of defense. But I mean, what was impressive about Ngannou's win is the way he won. I like that word,
impressive. I like that. I think Trey loves that.
But the word that was impressive to me was the way he won.
How do you have a boring, sucky fight and talk about impressive?
Because he used the ground game. When have you ever seen him use that type of ground game to win a fight?
What ground game? He laid on him. They was over there cuddling. It was a soft core for 30 minutes of the fight.
DC did it. Mark Coleman used to do it back in the day. Kevin Randall, man.
Fun fact for you guys.
Hughes,
Ciryl has never been taken down. He did it 3 times.
Bro, that boy might as well took himself down. He was so tired. What do you mean?
Any trainer is on fire. We can't. There's no way we go get to him.
And what do you want me to call you, Von Ngannou? I can call you that, I guess. Von Francis?
No, it has nothing to do with Francis. It's just all.
It don't have nothing to do with Dana. It all
have to do with Dana. That's why Dana wasn't there, because that contract ain't signed. If that contract was signed, he would have been there. Let's just keep it 1,000.
Let me ask you something. What you know about running a fight business?
But I don't know anything.
Oh, he's pulling the Dana card.
What do you know about running the fight?
If it's so easy, UFC, do you own Francis? Go get Francis a call. Oh, Francis.
You need to send him that video, Miller. Just so
Noodle.
I forgot.
Yeah, let me send him. Yeah, let me send you that video. Since
send
you want to talk.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
1 second, guys, real quick. I just want to say, Bones, what's up? Merchant, what's up? All the new people coming in, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video.
I've been talking about Fighter Pay for years. This ain't nothing new for me.
This is Trey over here to my right, I guess, and then Von Blue right below us.
Trey's the good-looking one.
We're talking about UFC 270, kind of trying to recap it. All right. Guys, right back into it. Sorry about that little break.
Listen to me. I hope Francis wants to go into boxing. Like, I really hope he does. Because that boy got some noodle knees now. Okay? He's walking around with knee pads on. He's walking around with knee pads on, looking like he's about to go clean a kitchen floor or something. Like, for real. Come on now. He better go into boxing.
Them knee pads.
He can't take any leg kicks no more. He was given a W. You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this was staged. I wouldn't be surprised if this was staged. I bet Gane gave this to him. They
staged? Woo,
I bet he gave him a little cut. I bet he gave him a little cut. It's probably staged.
Yeah, okay.
So listen, every Jake Paul fight can be staged, but this one can't be staged. All right, I got you.
I never said every Jake Paul's fight. When have you ever heard me say it was that? When have you ever heard me say any Jake Paul fights have been staged? So you can't say that to me, baby. There's a majority of the public, but I ain't never said none of his fights been staged.
According to reports, Francis Ngannou was paid $600,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
for just showing up, that's his purse. For just walking, taking.
Think about the tax man. Yeah, that's me.
He was fighting Vegas. The taxes ain't as bad. Ask Sean O'Malley. Keep going.
He was paid $600,000. For a heavyweight title fight. He's a heavyweight champion of the world. Now, when we look at other fighters in other sports, I know it's not the same thing.
Hold on.
But
oh my God, you better say somebody on his level, like a freaking C-list actor or something. A Bollywood actor or something. You better say somebody on his level.
Fury in the second fight, not the third fight, secured $5 million for the second fight.
You're talking about
boxers make more money than MMA fighters. They do. Boxers make more money.
You're talking about Tyson Fury. He's got the UK behind him over there. Like, come on, bro.
I'm just throwing it out there that he's not even making half of half.
He shouldn't be. He has one title defense.
The UFC is how much is a UFC worth? I remember covering it in a video, but I forget the number.
It's probably like $2 billion. I think he sold it for $2.2 billion or something like that. When he sold it.
I think they made like $250 million in a quarter.
Mm-hmm. I just found a video. Hold on.
Oh, send it over.
Let me send it to you real quick.
Peanuts for a demigod says, wait, we got to give credit to Will Ryder. He was saying that Francis was going to win from the jump, and he was right. So credit to you, Will Ryder. The entire card totaled under $2 million for every fighter, says Beta Quest. If that is true, no problem with that trade with Brandon. You're talking about countries. Brandon Moreno has a whole country behind him.
Yeah, he does.
If Beta Quest is right.
Francis.
What's that?
He's a bigger star than Francis. That boy actually fights. That boy gets after it.
So you have a problem. So you have a problem with the way that Francis won, if I'm asking.
Man was handed a win. Like, here you go. Let's get you the heck out of here. Please leave.
Won them last 3 rounds.
So let's talk about this trade. And I'm being serious. I know I joke around a lot. What's up, Snipey? Welcome to the stream. Always showing love. Trey. So you're basically saying it was more that Ciryl lost and Francis and Gane won. If you could just break that down a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Francis wasn't pushing forward on him the whole time. He was backing up half the time.
Yeah, Ciryl won the first 2 rounds. I thought
he won the first 2 rounds, and the last 3 Francis won.
Ciryl stopped throwing at one point and was just over there bouncing around. I'm not even throwing anything. And Francis was over there huffing and puffing, not even doing nothing.
I think
Ciryl always do that. He always bounce around and sit there.
Now, you guys tell me, Von and Trey. I think Ciryl got a little bit winded after the first takedown. He was taken down. I mentioned it in the live stream where I was saying in the commentary that Francis looks tired, but then I also noticed Ciryl was, with his mouth open, breathing as well too. Do you think that played a factor in him losing the last 3 rounds against Francis?
Probably, and him being an absolute idiot. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's what it is. He wasn't suspecting the takedowns. He wasn't expecting the takedowns.
Listen, y'all keep talking about the takedowns.
He wasn't expecting them takedowns. He wasn't expecting that.
He didn't do nothing on the ground.
Who cares? He won the rounds.
He didn't do anything on the ground.
It's hella fighters that's doing that. There's been a million of them that's done that.
So, Von, let me ask you a question.
And they win. John Fitch won a lot like that.
Von, let me ask you a question.
Jake Shields won a lot like that.
Von and Trey, I guess you guys could both answer. What if
even GSP won like that?
What if Ciryl would have got the decision? Would you guys have been upset at that? So if we're talking about, because Trey brings up a good point about the ground control time, but not really doing much on the ground. So that's why I want to ask you, Von, first is would you have had a problem if the decision was swung to Ciryl Gane's favor? Because he did land the more strikes when they were striking in the 5th round. All Francis and Gane really did in the 5th round was ground control and the sweep, which, it was a sweep. But
the ground control is what won them that fight. He got him down to the ground. He kept him there. Sometimes when guys get into the ground, they don't always land the most strikes, or they just be holding guys to the ground. They might try to switch a position. They might get defended. He did what he had to do to win the fight. Simple as that. He took him down through the 3 rounds, and
would you guys have had a problem at all if it swung the
other way? If it would have went to Ciryl Gane, as far as maybe a split decision or close, then I really wouldn't have the biggest problem. Okay. But I thought Francis and Gane won the fight. Those last 3 rounds, I gave it to him. That's just my opinion.
No, I respect it. Trey, what about you? Would you have felt at all?
I still think it should have been a draw, to be honest, because it was so boring and nothing. And on the feet, Ciryl was doing way more.
He's losing it.
They're holding hands on the ground. I think I saw Francis trying to kiss Ciryl on the cheek at one point, bro. Yeah, it was that bad. It was that bad.
Have you not seen that in mixed martial arts before?
It has. I mean,
nothing just laying together and not doing anything at all.
I've seen it plenty of times.
Bro, it's the same thing as them grappling and standing up against the fence and them just standing there and the ref comes to break.
Hugging and holding.
You gotta go break that up, bro.
One of the commentators.
It was not the fight that we expected. That's what we'll say.
Yeah, because
absolutely not.
I mean, because Francis was on some noodle legs, lying about an MCL tear and all this crap. He just got weak knees, bro.
Trainer, let it go.
He's got weak knees. That boy has weak knees.
I don't remember if it was Rogan or Daniel Cormier, but one of them said, even though he's on the bottom, he's not really doing. Even though he's on top on the ground, he's not really doing much. So it's curious to see how the judges score it. I just figured I'd bring that up. I don't mean to bring any conspiracy theories.
You know what it is? I'll tell you right now. It's exactly what it is. Francis really didn't win. It's the commission who be giving the revs and everything.
Oh my god!
Right? Who be sanctioning the fight and all this stuff. They hate that. They hate that. So they want to mess with Dana. They want to piss him off a little bit. They say, "Yep, we'll make Francis the winner."
Oh my god!
He was
Poor Dana.
Even though he was laying in the big spoon on Ciryl and all this bullcrap.
Poor Dana.
Okay, so question. Okay, question.
We just figured it out right there. We just figured
let's
it.
Go ahead. All right, the chat got some questions.
I love asking you guys questions. You guys have some good points. I'm gonna just catch up with chat real quick, and I got a very important question for Von and Trey right after this. I just want to say, Cole, welcome to the stream. He says the disrespect by many and Trey is disgusting. Big joke. He says this is literally how GSP wins like that for 8 consecutive title defenses. Says Merchant.
Jake Shields. John Finch.
Clint Kong says it was clear as day 3-2 for Francis. DC has done that throughout his career. John Finch too. All things being equal, the one who controls the position wins the round, says Snipey. So a lot of people are in agreement with Von. Now look, we can come. We can.
What's up, Carson? That's just a herd of sheep right there looking for somebody to follow. I could care less what they're saying.
Trey does not care about being the heel.
OG had to come on here on Tuesday.
And second, all, keep my name out your mouth. And third of all, don't ever disrespect DC like that, saying he did that. Don't you ever disrespect him like that again.
Do I need to show you a fight?
He never laid down and held hands and was a big spoon with somebody in a fight.
Anderson Silva?
No, Silva ain't never did that.
No. I'm saying DC.
He was still more. No.
What wasn't it that fight?
Yo.
If I'm not mistaken,
what is Von Blue's name in your YouTube chat? What is it?
It is Von Blue.
It's Von
Blue. What?
Yeah, boxing.
Von Blue.
Same thing as on Discord.
Stick to that, Von. Stick to boxing. Let me tell you about MMA.
Well, I've been watching MMA before you had hair on your nuts. Come on, man. Come on,
man. I shaved my nuts, so you still.
we need the Manscaped sponsor. That would have been the clean. That would have been the cleanest break to a Manscaped sponsor. Carson, welcome to the stream. 999, welcome to the stream. Okay, question for Trey and Von. Important question. And I mean this with all seriousness. Whoever wants to answer first, y'all figure it out. We're having a good time, guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Okay. This version of Francis Ngannou, just hear me out, Trey, before you explode, because I could already tell.
This version, y'all say like he is something. Oh my God.
This version of Francis Ngannou, does anyone beat this version of Francis Ngannou in the UFC or in MMA? Is there any other heavyweight out there that beats the version that we saw Saturday, and he wasn't even healthy? Let's just say hypothetically we believe the whole knee thing, the tearing the MCL and all that stuff. Does this version of Francis Ngannou get beaten by anyone in the heavyweight division? I guess Trey has a lot to say. While Trey is crying, Von, can you talk? Wait, but real quick. I'm sorry. The $5 donation.
Shout out to Joe De Jesus.
Donation from Joe De Jesus. I'm sorry that I don't have the alert thing that came up on the screen. I should have fixed that by now. I wish there was a way that I could repeat it. Is there a way I could repeat it? Maybe not. He says, I'm tired of hearing this bum, Miller. How much do I have to donate to get my ears to stop bleeding from this caca? Says Joe De Jesus. I guess that's a shot at Trey. I hope you saw the video, by the way. Capco Golf, thank you for subscribing. All right. This version of Francis Ngannou, does anyone beat this version? Von, you have the floor.
Yeah, the one we seen Saturday night. Yeah, he could be beaten.
That's the worst version we've ever seen.
As far because Ciryl Gane to me is the most difficult matchup in the heavyweight division for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Ciryl Gane his defense, man, and his footwork. We ain't seen that heavyweights, man. They ain't seen that. That's why he was befuddled on the feet. He was befuddled. Like Francis didn't know what to do. So yeah, that version, but the version we seen against Miocic, that's a different ball game.
Bro, y'all talking about it's a watered down Stipe, boy.
He put him to sleep.
He's horrible.
But he has way more power than Stipe. Thank you for the $2, Will Ryder.
He's like 40 and a volunteer fireman. You talk about all right. Anyway,
he is a volunteer fireman. That's actually funny.
Let me just say this: he needs to stick to taking 911 calls. I'll say that. But listen.
Wow.
So Trey, to the original question, Trey, who beats Francis Ngannou then right now?
This version. He's talking about two dudes that was too tired of doing anything, so they cuddled up next to each other. Anybody in the heavyweight division is beating this guy.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even call it a version.
God, he's losing it.
I would call this, bro. I got some noodle knees right now. Probably because he's doing some extracurricular activities. I'll let you take that how you want. Okay, and he can't perform well in the ring. So
Trey, all right. So Curtis Blaydes beats Francis Ngannou.
Stipe's got better movement than this guy now.
Curtis Blaydes beats Francis Ngannou right now.
Dog him. Let that go to the ground. I bet they wouldn't cuddle then.
Derek Lewis beats him in a rematch.
That boy was dog Francis.
Tom Aspinall.
Yeah. Why? You're just naming everybody that would definitely beat him. Name somebody that would be a little questionable.
Volkov.
But Tanner Bozer would beat Francis right now. How about that?
This guy just beat.
How about that?
Yeah, he just wild.
He ain't got no movement. He don't even move his head. He's over there standing.
All right, so Carson says, I think John Jones and maybe Stipe can beat Francis. I wanted to bring up John Jones in a bit. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Guys, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Snipey says, yeah, he was so dominant. His wrestling was unparalleled. I think he didn't want to hurt anyone, so he just rode them. LOL, says Snipey. I love that if Shui Vasa flatlines Francis, that would be a crazy fight to watch. I mean, he's going to have fun. Derek Lewis next, so that'll be quite interesting. That's
going to be fun.
Clint Khan says this dude.
What? Who said that?
Clint Kong says this dude.
Somebody time him out for 300 seconds, please. What grappling were y'all watching? What wrestling were y'all seeing? I didn't even see Gane try and rip it up or anything. He just kind of let him have him on his back, and they were just down there cuddling and kissing each other.
Enough to get a W.
He scored 3 takedowns, something that no one has ever done against Ciryl Gane. Look, okay, Trey, before we keep going, guys, let me just quickly address everyone. And this is going to piss Trey off. This is probably going to make Von happy and the chat happy. And I mean this with all sincerity. I was absolutely 100% impressed with Francis Ngannou, with the injured knee, with what he was able to do in the octagon.
Lying about his injured knee. He's lying about it.
Maybe I had Francis Ngannou all wrong. I saw him in the interview with Ariel Helwani, and he really expressed some sincere frustration with the UFC. And he made a good point. Trey, you being a capitalist and American, he said, hey, aren't we independent contractors? If we're independent contractors,
that's what Dana said.
Then I have heard Von exactly. I'm glad you brought him up. I have heard Dana White call them independent contractors, but the contract negotiations or the contractual agreements that they're under sounds really binding. You win a championship fight and you're bounded for another
year. Wait.
Okay.
This ain't okay. I'll sign the dotted line. Whoa! I don't like all this stuff. No. But that's not how it works. You sign the dotted line, okay?
No, but his contract is basically over. He just wants more pay, and the option.
Francis is done.
So you don't think we see him back in the UFC?
He better go boxing. He's got noodle knees now.
I mean, it might benefit him that he is injured. He gets a year off anyways. He's probably going to take a year off anyways. Gets out of the UFC contract.
He better take a year off because that man looked horrible in this last fight.
And beat someone.
John said he ain't fighting Francis without $8. He said $8 and $10 million is too small for him to fight Francis. That's too small of a payday. Yeah. I was like, huh? I ain't gonna lie.
Look, I love the UFC. Trust me, they put on the best events. No one is doing it better than them right now. But
I got to see that video. I sent y'all the picture. Go watch that video.
They are starting to face not only a lot of backlash. I feel like certain fighters are standing up. John Jones is saying he won't fight unless it's a certain amount. Nate Diaz, and these are the stars. Masvidal, Cejudo, and I want to see Cejudo come back. Now you have Francis, the heavyweight champion. How bad does it look on your business if you're the number one, UFC MMA business in the world, and there's a lot of fighters that are complaining? And not only that, then you have Brendan Shaw.
But they've been complaining for years. This ain't that new.
Oh no, this is nothing. You have Brendan Shaw, Ariel Helwani, all the big media faces, kind of talking about it as well too. I'm just saying it's starting to make noise. Then you have a YouTuber that also is doing the same thing. And like him or not, he has a big following. And now he has the common casual fan of the UFC thinking that these guys are getting paid peanuts. Whether it's true or not, the majority, like the casual fans, even believe this now.
Bro, it's the same thing. You hype it up, feed everybody this BS, and they start believing.
I feel like it's sticking now, though, Trey.
But this has been a talking point for years, guys. This is nothing new, Trey.
Oh no,
They've been
Von,
talking about this for
you're
years.
absolutely right. But I'm just saying,
I've been talking about this for years.
I'm just saying, Von, to me,
I was talking about that.
To me, Von, it just seems like it's sticking more now. That's all I'm saying. Like, do you think that's
do
you think that's true?
Because there's videos out of it where they break down the financial analysis of how much the UFC makes, how much the fighters make, everything. Like this video you watch, they talk about the NFL, the NBA. Bro. You can say bro, thing, but it's there. It's a thing. It's a talking point.
If you aren't making me money I'm not paying you anything you want. Let me say it one more time. Let me say it one more time for the dumb people who's about to comment right now. If you aren't making me money, you don't get to demand what price I pay you.
But these guys are making these fighters money.
Nobody.
These are guys.
I don't care. Money. I don't care if you want a big card with somebody and 60,000 people started following you. I don't care. That's not it, buddy. You're probably making $16 with your fight.
But think about the pay-per-views. Add up $75, $85, and 400, 500,000 pay-per-view buys. Then add up the live gate.
What? I'm making that. My business is making that, not you.
Yeah, but we can look at if you look at every top level sport, which the UFC is.
Joe, look at what Joe says in the chat. Carson says, I'm not saying UFC is a dirty company, but they need to make things right with some of their, at least the ones who are making the needle move. Carson, I'm glad you said that because Sean O'Malley defended Trey, which is interesting, right? He's a fighter, and he's basically saying, like, why would these fighters get $50,000, the ones that are, like, not known, that they're not even making the business that money? So Trey has a point there in that sense. I think the problem is the well-known fighters like Francis Ngannou that's only getting $600K, that his contract, he's not happy with it, and it doesn't seem like they're looking to accommodate or, just oblige to any of his demands. Is there anything that can be done? And then after this, we'll talk about John Jones if he beats Francis or Ciryl. But just before we finish up with fighter pay, any final thoughts, Trey and Von?
Who's a bigger fighter, Tyson Fury or Francis Ngannou?
Tyson Fury.
Who's a bigger fighter, Anthony Joshua or Francis Ngannou?
Anthony Joshua, but that's most boxers.
Who's a bigger fighter, Deontay Wilder or Francis Ngannou?
Wilder is boxing.
Wilder.
Oh, okay, then tell
heavyweight boxing.
Shut up.
MMA guys been coming up with boxing to make money. That's just commonplace.
Francis is the type to go over there and fight one of them and not make as much as them and say, "Oh, but I fought in that fight too. I should be making that." But you are not big, bro. You are you're big in a country that has 6,000 people in it. Okay, and then some people in America know you. Congratulations. So,
if you
I know every time you go back to the motherland, okay, you feel like an absolute king and you walk around like just a stallion of a man.
But he KSO people in America, and Americans love knockouts. Let's just stop pretending with that.
Last night Saturday night they was laying down together.
I think he has earned. Just hear me out, Trey. I think he has earned to have a performance where it was a bit underwhelming, but he won. Because we have seen Usman, Woodley, and all these guys do that before. This is the first time that he goes the distance. And, all right, Trey, just hear me out. If he's injured, can we not give him the benefit of the doubt?
Versatility to me.
What's so funny? You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? Y'all saying words like underwhelming. It was a boring fight. It was slow. They were on the ground. He was hurt. All this stuff, and then y'all talk about this version of Francis. Like, bro, which one is it?
Oh, okay, Trey.
Is this a version of Francis, or is this dude just get lucky and it was a sloppy, boring, horrible fight?
Him being hurt and still being able to pull it off is impressive, because when he's 100% healthy and then he's looking like Usman out there with the takedowns.
What was impressive to me is the way he won.
I was a bit impressed. I'm not going to lie, Von. He lost the first 2 rounds. He won the last 3.
You got to get the W. Sometimes you got to get your hand raised. You ain't going to win every time.
Especially when you're hurt.
One of those rounds was questionable. I think it was round 3. It might have been round 4, but I think it was round 3. It was questionable that he won.
It might have been round. It might have been round 3. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it might have been round. No, that was the takedown. It might have been round 4.
Might have been round 4.
Yeah, because the 3rd round was when he got the first takedown pretty early in the round and kind of dominated that whole round.
But he's getting lucky stuff. He's doing accidental leg sweeps. Like, bro, it was an absolute joke. It was an absolute coffee fight and a joke.
Yeah, but I've said it before.
Here's the deal. I'm dead serious about this. The heavyweight division it's over. It's ruined.
Oh, so you have mentioned that.
It's fried.
I want to talk about that. Snipey says, without the fighters, there are no fights. Joe says, Traina is on Ambien. Beta says, UFC makes fighters take the bottom B mentality. John Carson says, I see where Trey's coming from by saying, if you're not making me money, I'm not going to pay you. No, he makes a great point with that, John Carson. And we talked about that a bit before. But at the same time, I'm talking about the stars that make the money. But anyways, about the heavyweight division, Trey, like you said, you think, like, what do you think happens in the heavyweight division for the rest of this year? Is it kind of like on a standstill because we don't know where Francis goes or what he does? There are some rising stars that I see in the heavyweight division that I like. So
at this point, the heavyweight division is begging for John Jones to come fight. Please come save us. What
if Francis is hurt for a year and Ciryl Gane fights John Jones? Would you like to see that?
Yeah, that would be a better fight than him and Francis.
That'd be a good fight.
Make Francis look like it. If he comes out like that again, he's gonna make Francis look like an idiot. I don't think Francis fights in the UFC anymore. He's over there whining with Ariel, and they're over there hyping each other up for their hate for Dana and all that bull crap. I mean, just tell him to kick rocks. Get him out of here.
Oh, the love for Dana.
Let him go do a strongman competition or whatever the heck he wants to do. Bare knuckle fighting. I don't care. Fast and Furious movie. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. He can go he can go punch some more dudes in the nuts if he wants to with Jackass and all that. I mean, get him out of here. That's all he's good for. His knees are fried. He's got noodle legs now. He's lying about injuries because his knees are so bad. I mean, this is ridiculous. His fight looked pitiful. So the heavyweight is on standstill. It's absolutely toast right now.
Welcome to the stream.
It's time to start pushing Tom. Okay, it's time to see if Volkov has one last run. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get Derek trying to give him some. Take the honey buns away, you know what I'm saying? Give him some broccoli sticks or something.
He's not getting past Tuivasa, Trey.
What?
He's not getting past Tuivasa.
Don't count on that.
Thank you, Vaughn. Will you please tell this Miller?
Don't count on that.
He talks on Derek like he's a bum like Francis. Like, it is pitiful.
Don't count on that.
Bona fide gatekeeper.
But Francis is a gatekeeper.
If Tuivasa beats Derek Lewis, he's gonna become a gatekeeper. If he beats him, then I'll eat my own words. Is that fair enough?
You're gonna eat your own words. We already have a bet. We have a $20 bet on it, I think. So.
You're gonna. Merchant was laughing at Trey saying accidental leg sweep. He put the confused face. Even though it really doesn't make sense for Francis Ngannou, and he's not a big enough star to fight Tyson Fury. Fans would watch it and it'll sell. Tell me if I'm wrong, Carson. That was the exact thought that was going through my mind while Trey was talking about. He was saying, "Oh, is Wilder bigger star or Fury or Joshua?" If Francis Ngannou just leaps out and fights one of these guys, I think it makes good money, in my personal opinion.
It's marketable because it
always
Vaughn, you want to answer that?
Somebody gonna get knocked out in boxing sales in certain fighters, and it's just gonna sell because if Ngannou comes over there, if Floyd and them sold, if Jake Paul is selling fight and retire MMA guys, you don't think that ain't gonna sell in boxing?
And it's a heavyweight division.
Listen, ain't that funny? You never thought you'd say this. Jake Paul will have a better boxing career than Francis. That's hilarious.
That's probably
not
true.
Not to mention, Francis is 35.
And
he's 35. You're out of your prime, bud. You're out of your prime. You got grays coming in. You're balding.
Nah.
I'm picking Tuivasa. Bomb Squad says Will Ryder. Francis should be a huge star because of his story, his journey to America, and his journey to being champ. He has exciting fights. He knocks people out 99% of the time, so they should pay him. My last thoughts on Francis Ngannou before we move on.
Yeah, let's move on to something else.
But before we move on, my last thoughts. The way Carson said it is the way I'm feeling about it. He has had big knockouts. I really thought he was going to lose against Ciryl Gane, but I was overly impressed on the beautiful performance he had against Ciryl Gane, being hurt with a bad knee, getting takedowns, doing something he's never done before. I want to see him back in the UFC, but I don't know if that's the case. Dana White was upset. He didn't put the belt around him. I don't know if we're going to see him back in the UFC, but I hope so.
I know.
If he does come back, I would love to see him against John Jones. That is like my dream matchup. The Ciryl Gane thing, I would rather just wait off on that. Maybe a Derek Lewis rematch or a Stipe Miocic trilogy would be nice, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, who would you like to see him fight if he does come back? Or should he just leave? Purnell says, Bam Bam Tuivasa is on the come up. Watch out for him. I have him beating Derek Lewis. Any final thoughts, Trey and Von, about Francis Ngannou?
No, let's move on to something else.
The only way to save the heavyweight division is Francis has to relinquish the belt and leave, or John Jones has to come back, and Francis has to relinquish the belt and leave.
Will we see John Jones fighting in the heavyweight division in 2022?
Maybe at the end of it, but probably 2023.
Okay. Not gonna lie, that fight was boring. That sweep on Ciryl Gane was the highlight of the fight, says John Carson. Okay, we know that Adesanya and Whitaker are gonna face off at the next pay-per-view event. Any just quick thoughts on Adesanya and Whitaker? I've been if you've been following the stream and this channel, you know what I think is gonna happen. But I'll share it again. Shell Show Podcast, thank you for subscribing. Capco Golf, thank you for subscribing. Whitaker, Adesanya, how do you guys feel about this fight, this rematch?
I think Robert's gonna come from down under and pop him right in the jaw.
Destruction again for Ciryl Adesanya. This is gonna be easy work again. 3 rounds, easy work.
Jan or Jan, however you want to say it, absolutely snatched the soul from Izzy.
Okay.
He made him look
like
185.
Ain't nobody fucking with him. So
he made him look like a little rag doll. Izzy's not the same, bro.
Yeah, okay. Okay. It'll be a 2-3 round knockout.
And he's probably gonna come out and do some little corny.
It'll be on your helmet in the comments again.
He's probably gonna come out come do a little corny choreographed dance with him and his
and put him to sleep again.
Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already.
He's gonna hit the dance and put him out again.
So a quick prediction, real quick. We will cover it again the Tuesday before that Saturday for UFC 271. But just a quick prediction right now, Von. You have Adesanya winning. How so?
KO 3 rounds.
Wow.
2 to 3 rounds. He's just too skilled. He's gonna pick him off. He's gonna make him run into shots again. It's gonna be the same type of fight. Robert gonna be over emotional. It's gonna be down under. Or this time it might be in New Zealand, and it's gonna be Kiwi smash.
Wow, 3 rounds. Trey, how do you call it real quick?
I think Robert wins the 4th round. Into the 4th round, I think he TKOs him.
TKO 4th round. I'm gonna go. So I'll be the tiebreaker. I'm going with Whitaker. I think he looks a lot more mature, focused. He talked about the mistakes he made in the first fight. Jan Blachowicz kind of showed the blueprint. If you land bigger punches, you could be just as patient. As far as like fighting Adesanya. That was at 205, so the significant strikes were bigger. Bond is a freaking comedian. Yes.
Stop talking like everybody wasn't talking.
Never lost at 185. Served everybody.
Everybody was acting like
free
he was
throw.
going to flip that man.
He was a favorite, wasn't he?
Put him to sleep.
Yes.
Interesting. I'm gonna look it up real quick. What Adesanya versus
Australia
odds were.
And he was gigging before the fight.
They really thought
it was easy work. Bing bing.
It was a -240 favorite for Adesanya.
Yeah. You hear that?
Wow.
You hear that?
Why? Because they knew he was going to serve him. And what did he do? They knew. The bookies knew. So what did they do? Was the bookies wrong?
Purnell says, I see the same result as first fight.
Yes.
Danny Burns, welcome. Francis showed greatness, changing the game. A la Ali Ropadope. Zaire backwards. Wow.
Kiwi. Wells a Kiwi. Okay.
Adesanya will win because Robert is still scared, says Melvin. Melvin, welcome to the stream. For all the new people, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Whitaker will beat Izzy. I feel like he can pull it off. I feel the same way, Carson. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that Whitaker is going to come and compose. But we heard Von Blue is going with a 3rd round knockout for Adesanya. Over 2.5 snipey, says Thomas. If you're a real hardcore fan, you can tell Rob doesn't fight like that. The first time he fought Izzy, he fought like Costa, trying to take off his head and rushing in.
Fight.
Yes,
any way he wants to fight. He could be composed. He could be this. He could be that. He going to sleep.
The way I'm being disrespectful towards Derek Lewis is the way Von Blue is being disrespectful towards Whitaker. You're saying he has no chance, Von.
I'm saying, like, what are you talking about, Von?
None. What the last fight? Did you not watch it,
bro? When was that?
That was
like
long
2018. That was like 2017.
So Anderson Silva had My bad, I called him Anderson Silva. So Ciryl Adesanya hasn't gotten better as a fighter? Has he not cleaned out the division?
Robert Whittaker hasn't gotten better as a fighter? Like, come on, are we being serious?
Robert Whittaker has gotten maybe better, but he's been a champion. He's been in tough fights. He's been seasoned. He was more seasoned than Ciryl Adesanya when they fought.
Since Whittaker has lost, he's been on a 3-fight win streak.
And Izzy only lost going up to 205. And that middleweight, everybody else.
Whittaker, Kelvin Gastelum, Jared Cannonier, Darren Till, all unanimous decision wins.
I just want to give it. Boys real fast, Miller. I'm sorry, my boys are back in the car.
Yes, sir. Is that the homie Joe? What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Just talking to Trainer White a bit about
the UFC. I'm in here schooling these.
Hey, get the wedgie. Unplug that, bro.
Izzy is always a step ahead. Do you got to step out, Trey? You good?
No, I'll do it in the car if you don't mind while they're in here. If that's.
I was gonna talk a little boxing in a little bit, so if you want to hang out, that's fine too.
Whenever you talk boxing, just let me know and I'll get out of here because I don't know anything about boxing.
All right, let's talk a little bit more UFC before we get out of here. If you guys have any questions about the UFC, as far as what fights you guys want to talk about, let us know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Whittaker's inactivity could be a problem, says Purnell. Izzy got worse, got mauled by a dude who lost to a 40-year-old, says Andrew Wheat.
Izzy did get worse. He got mauled. Bro, have y'all seen The Revenant? Have y'all seen The Revenant?
The Revenant? Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah,
with Leo. Yeah. Yes. Consider Izzy Leo and John was the bear. Okay, just consider it like that. It was that bad.
Heard the bed stories by Ciryl Adesanya because Robert Whittaker was part of bed stories.
Yeah, I mean, Robert got demolished.
He was part of. Yeah, he was part of. He was part of getting operation. He got picked apart and it was just.
But all unanimous decision wins afterwards. Danny Burns says gonna take a hard hitter or super grappler to beat Izzy. When he gets hit, it is no eye of the tiger like against Romero. And that's the thing. I feel like Robert Whittaker not only strikes well, I think something people forget is that he does it all well. He just didn't show that in the first fight. But I mean, we shall see. I believe that's in March. Whittaker's inactivity could be a problem. Whittaker, Cannonier, Till, Romero, Brunson.
Who's Izzy been fighting? Who's Izzy been fighting?
Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori, who was all #1 contenders.
I mean,
Paulo Costa was on the Terra middleweight. Didn't he fight the 205 champion?
Bro, Bob, when's the last time you watched UFC? Was it 3 years ago?
I've been watching UFC for years. How long have you been watching UFC? Because I just been informed to beat. How long have you watched? Because I've been watching it longer than you. It's obvious.
So you stopped watching 3 years ago because that's the only fights you talk about is back in 2016.
So Trey and Bonnie,
Vettori,
ready for this?
Paulo Costa.
You know how Trey brought up the whole bear and the Revenant thing.
Yeah.
Some merchant in the chat goes, the F? Leo killed the bear though.
Somebody time merchant out. Hey, don't be commenting dumb stuff like that in the chat anymore. I'm dead serious. That's how you get kicked out of here.
Yeah, because I mean, Whittaker was, it was.
I'm talking about that moment. Obviously, I'm talking about that moment. Okay, I'm talking about when he got dogged by that bear, when he got mauled by the bear. On his last breath. I'm talking about that.
Izzy's show wasn't on his last breath against Whittaker.
My last topic.
That boy Izzy is skinnier than Wiz Khalifa, and you talking about he's gonna be Robert?
Yeah, he has
my
bed
last
stories
topic
in Australia down under
about
Nigerian
the UFC
bed stories.
Last question: how much does Cejudo play a part in Figueiredo's win?
Oh my god! Please stop.
my last question. I'm sure Drew has a lot to say.
He was back there. They said, "Hey,
shout out to Triple C."
On camera, you think you can hit some gloves with him so we can get you on camera hitting some gloves? That boy didn't do nothing for him. He didn't do nothing for him. Please stop that.
Shout out to Triple C.
Bruh, you talking about Brandon Moreno? Brandon Moreno was winning. He had more punches landed and everything.
He got dropped like 3 times.
Two times. Don't be disrespectful.
I'm pretty sure he got dropped 3 times.
Knockdowns count.
The only thing that was messing him up was the leg kicks. He was getting popped on his leg.
His leg was getting mauled.
That was bad.
He started to bite off feints a lot more because you could tell it was hurting him. And then he got dropped, I believe 3 times. But maybe we
act like he wasn't. Every time he got dropped or right before he would get dropped, he was sticking.
Yeah, no, you're right. But
way more active than Figgy. So,
but the way they score it is who lands the more effective damage. And if Figgy's knocking you down, you're hitting the canvas trying to then grapple. But maybe
knockdowns. He was sitting there looking at him like, all right, come try something. I'm gonna dodge it, and now we're gonna get in a grapple, and I'll stand back up. It was weak every time, bro. That's like when they get a takedown, they stand right back up. Like, come on now.
Maybe you're right, Trey. Maybe we're giving too much credit to Figgy. And we're
shout
not
out
giving
to Andrew Wheat. No, hold on. Shout out to Andrew Wheat because the takedowns didn't happen. Moreno, he tried to get them takedowns. None.
What I was gonna say, maybe we're giving too much credit to Figueiredo and not giving enough credit to Henry Cejudo. How much of a factor did he play, Von? Do you want to share a bit?
No factor. He was a body.
No takedowns. Brandon Moreno couldn't do it. What was some takedowns at?
Drew says he played every part. Thomas, I'm sorry if I missed your message. If whatever I missed, let me know. Trey's like Skip Bayless says Thomas Maida. Moreno went out of the guard in like 10 seconds, says 999. Triple C has his takedown defense on point. I mean, Figgy did a great job not getting taken down at all. I feel sorry for Figgiello. Can't speak English, so has ultimate cringe guys taking his light, says Will Ryder. Didn't land one, says Andrew Wheat. If they were to fight a 4th time, my last question before we go into boxing. If they were to fight a 4th time, who wins, Figueiredo or Moreno?
I don't know.
He'll make the better adjustments easily.
Why are you so confident about that?
Stop saying Henry had a big deal to do with this. That man was over there making corny jokes on Instagram half the time, but besides training him. Like, don't be doing that.
You could do that and train. This is Triple C. He made
such a big difference that he barely won.
The win is a win. You get the W, got that belt raised.
If he didn't
barely don't count.
All right, listen. I know this sounds kind of dumb, but if he doesn't have those knockdowns, right? Brandon Moreno dogged him that fight.
Biggie was like backstepping a lot.
If he didn't get knocked down those 3 times,
he wins if those he wins if those knockdowns don't happen. But like Von said, those knockdowns. Do we get the immediate 4th fight, or you think something happens in between?
Yeah.
First time in history they fought 3 times in a row, and it'll be the first time for fighters.
Yeah, they're gonna fight again for sure next.
I respect it. All right, I guess we're done because we've been live for like an hour. So let's quickly go over to boxing. Trey, I see you're on the road. Last and final thoughts. Once again, thank you for being like the co-host. Say what's up to Joe out there for me. Trey, last and final thoughts about maybe Francis Ngannou, Cejudo, 2 just elite fighters in the UFC, or anything you see happening in the future.
Yeah, here's what I want to say. Heavyweight division is absolutely fried. I think Francis is done. He's a bum. He better go to boxing. He got noodle knees. Or he can go back to Africa and teach some English over there or something. I don't really care what he does. But
teaching them W's.
All I'm saying is he getting knocked out? Is he getting knocked out?
What round?
Get knocked out. You gonna be broke again. They gonna be on your helmet in the comments.
But here, I'm gonna let Von give you some bad boxing takes, just like he did in the MMA.
Triana, go call your brother.
Trey, thank you, man, for always showing up and giving us some quality content. Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say out there to the chat that loves you?
Yeah, let me just say, follow me on Instagram at DTreyMelton, and also
gonna learn and holla at the OG
I got a YouTube channel also. It's called Wedgie's Golf Co. We go play golf and mess around.
I'll put that in the description.
Yeah, some homies. We're on YouTube, so go subscribe to our channel, please. I would appreciate it.
Wedgie's Golf Company, right?
Listen, if you disagree with what I said, hit me in my Instagram comments, and I'll fry you in those too. Okay, so y'all just let me know. I'll get on y'all's. I don't care if you're. I'm sick of little 6-year-olds calling into your show and calling me buddy and commenting on me. Hit puberty before you talk to me like that, boy. I'll call your mommy. You hear me?
Trey, thank you so much for coming on. Much love. Have a great night. We'll be back next Tuesday for another podcast. If you guys have any questions for Trey, hit him up on Twitter, Instagram. He's a noodle. He might know a little bit about the UFC, but he's highly entertaining. So thank you, Trey.
All right, Miller Short.
All right. Wow, that's how he's gonna end it. You gotta love it. Let me go to the two. There we go. All right, let's talk a little boxing, which we haven't talked much about. I'll quickly catch up with chat real quick. Triple C is the greatest MMA fighter I have ever seen, says Danny Burns. That's a steep. That's a steep one right there, Danny Burns. I don't know if I could agree with you there. Carson says, do you think Moreno got caught up in the hype of the crowd? Because every time he heard Figgy, he would taunt. I think he was getting a bit frustrated with Figgy not exchanging as much as Brandon Moreno wanted him to. So Brandon Moreno had to keep applying the pressure where it was obvious that Figgy was trying to counterpunch. But then the problem was that when Figgy actually did counterpunch, he was landing effectively. And I think that was getting Moreno a bit frustrated, and that's why I think he was taunting. Maybe a bit of the crowd as well, like you say, too. But I think a lot of it had to do with just his frustration with Figgy fighting like a lot more patient than he's used to. How does Trey disrespect one of the best MMA fighters of all time? Trey is a unique one for sure. Is the least I could say. Guys, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Melvin says,
Trey don't know nothing. I had to teach
Was that?
OG had to teach him real quick.
Yo, the relationship that you and Trey have is just phenomenal.
I had to teach him real quick.
Is a lot of pesos, says Danny Burns. What do you mean by the 200 pesos, Danny? Who knew Dana's kid would have a full head of hair? Says Beta. What a savage. I see the 200K. I don't know if this is true, but did you hear the reported payout for Brandon Moreno was 200K? I actually need to look up and see if that's true, because if that is the case, that is absolutely horrible for a champion, the first Mexican champion.
Well, Trina, you don't get him started, because he's gonna come over here whining and crying.
No way he made that little.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's at the lighter weights.
Yeah, but 200K for a title fight?
Yep, Trina. Yeah, you need to go watch that video.
This is so this is a recent article. I'll show you guys real quick. I'm glad you brought that up just to real quickly.
So what we talking about on boxing?
Yeah. I'm gonna just see if this is true real quick, and then whatever you want to talk about, you could bring it up first, Von. We'd love to hear some thoughts with boxing. But Figueiredo reportedly earned about. This is the first fight. Okay, just real quick. This is important. I need to find this out.
The thing I can say with Brandon Moreno making that much money, that's probably the most he ever made in his career.
Okay, in the rematch at UFC 263, Moreno earned around 200, so he probably got paid more.
Yeah,
Let me just see if I could find this UFC 270 payout. I saw an Instagram post where it had all the payouts, but I don't know where it's at. I think I found it right here. Figueiredo 150K no win bonus. Brandon Moreno 200K from what I'm looking at right now. I know you guys can't see it now, but let me see if I could bring this up real quick. Here we go. It's right. I'm sorry. I know my face is like in the way, but right there. Right here.
Beta said they talked about the pay issue on Monday Combat today.
Oh, Morning Combat?
Morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta check
it. It's been an issue for a long time.
I usually hear Morning Combat every show, and I didn't hear it today because I was listening to...
This ain't nothing new. We've been talking about this since ever, man. We've been talking about this years ago. Go look down at the other page. Just go down and look at the other page.
If that's the case, Von,
go down. Let's go look at the other fighters' pay. Then think about the tax man.
You want me to look at? All right.
Real quick.
Give me one. I think I have to go here, and then mute this, and then move this real quick. Oh my God, I'm kind of scared to look at this, Von. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this dude made a video. Man, I've been talking about this since like 2009, 2010.
Guys, welcome to the show. Plugs in the chat. did you see that Tank versus Rolly got ordered? I have an article open up. That'll be the first boxing thing we'll talk about. Jeremel says, if I'm driving trucks in 2 years, it's my fault. What's up, G? Hope everything is well.
That boxing.
Are you ready? You ready for this?
So Pierre got 100K. Philo only got 12,000 to show, but probably more to fight. But then you got to think about the tax man. Think about the tax man. Because all these dudes don't live in states that don't have non-taxes.
I mean, Jack Della was virtually unknown in a sense, but only 20K, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. Said Nurmagomedov 50K. Okay, not too bad. Not a lot of people know him.
Now the names. I mean, I understand names bring value to the sport. I totally get that. But like, look at this. And then look at the tax man. You got to think about what states they stay in. Yep. Some of these fighters stay in the states. Not all of them do, but even in their countries, there's going to be some taxes.
Michelle Pereira made 100K. I just can't believe
that's good money.
Like, I don't mean to like beat a dead horse. I just can't believe a title co-main fight. The main Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno, 200K and 150K. That's kind of wild to me. That's kind of wild to me. But let's move on.
They made pay-per-view money though. But let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. What's it called? I have the article up about the Gervonta Davis right here. Gervonta Davis ordered to fight Rolando Romero next by the WBA. Oh, okay. So we have Vaughn here. Let's quickly go to Vaughn. I'll go back to the article in a second. But basically, Davis is ordered to fight Rolly Romero. Vaughn, what are your thoughts?
I'm not feeling it because this is my thing. Tank needs a marquee fight. He needs a Devin Haney. He needs a George Kambosos. He needs a Lomachenko or Ryan Garcia. Rolly Romero, is marketable from the crap talking and going on, but I just think Tank is not going to be the most difficult fight for him. Especially after fighting a guy like Isaac Cruz and fighting Mario Barrios, fighting those dudes. They're not the great. I mean, they may not have the biggest names, but I just think he's been in more competitive fights than Rolly Romero. And there's no disrespect to the kid. I just think that there's things that Rolly ain't ready for Tank yet.
Yeah.
And I just it don't do nothing for Tank.
He was gonna get the fight before Isaac Cruz and maybe
but
that's
Isaac
why...
Cruz to me was a better opponent.
Oh, absolutely, but who sells more? You know what I mean? That's from a
marketability standpoint, and it does matter. So that it does. But Rolly's also under Floyd Mayweather's camp. You know what I'm saying? So that plays a part.
Oh, of course. No, absolutely. And then something that the article is saying, in a sense, it says Rolly will entertain the fans. If nothing else, Romero will make it amusing to watch the press conferences with Tank.
Hey, somebody kicked that Russian Zoom NGO. I've been seeing those little things. Yeah, somebody get him out of here. Go ahead.
Somebody did it. I don't know what Rolly is a one-man show taking over with his trash talking, which I have to agree with, leaving Tank and the rest of Mayweather Promotions to stand back and watch him with awe. No one can match Rolando with his quirky trash talking. He's funny and very real with his thoughts. I mean, I'm not crazy about it. Of course, I want to see Davis and Kambosos or a Haney or a Shakur, but, with the negotiations
politics
and everything, we're not going to see that. So will that take a Rolly fight? I mean, why not?
Yeah, I just feel like Tank is time for my guy. He got to get them fights, man. He need them fights to take him to the next level. If they really want to sell Tank Davis and make him the star that Floyd Mayweather say he wants to, you got to let him do what you did, Floyd.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Vaughn.
You got to let him do what you did, because Floyd, you wasn't at 135 and 130. You was fighting the best.
I know you're expressing it right now, Vaughn, but I truly think, you know how you're saying it's time for him to fight like real competition, basically? I feel like the fans are going to start feeling the same way as far as
they already feel
Davis.
like that. There's already people that feel like Tank need to...
Oh, no, there's people. I'm just saying, I don't hear the fans in a sense. They're complaining, but not like fighter pay. It has always been a thing, but now it's like really blown up. I don't feel like it has been that with Gervonta Davis yet. I don't know. I could be tripping, but
no, it's there. Trust me, with Tank, it is there. I just think that Tank need it's just that time, because I believe he can beat any of the 135ers. He can lose too, but I think he has the ability to beat these guys. He just got to let him off the leash.
Who does he lose to? I'm looking at the rankings.
He can
right
lose
now.
to any of them. He can lose to any of them on any given night.
I pulled a box rec. Just give me your quick thoughts. Kambosos, Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Jojo Diaz, Richard
Tio's
Coleman.
not going to be fighting at 135 no more.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it for that much longer.
Nah, Tio going up to 140. Him and his pops already. That's happening. So we can scratch Tio out of 135.
How do you think he fares against the other names I mentioned? Kambosos, Lomachenko,
Haney,
he
can beat any of them, but he can lose to them too. If he, I would say the hardest probably would be Vasily Lomachenko or Devin Haney because of the way they fight. But he can lose to him any given night, man. And then Lomachenko, he ain't no slouch. Devin ain't. Kambosos, we can't sleep on him no more.
Do you think him being with Mayweather Promotions and Leonard Ellerbe, do you think that's a good thing for him? Like, do you think that's going to play out well or no for like Davis' career? Because what if Davis is a strange character as far as like he doesn't express much.
He's very laid back.
Right. You think he is frustrated that he's not getting these big fights, or?
I think there's a level of frustration that he probably has, but he doesn't express it because Floyd and them lie in his pockets real well and they take care of him. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
He has to. I mean, if you look at the list, Tio going up to 140.
Yeah.
You got Lomachenko, Kambosos, Jr., and Haney. I think you can beat any of them, but you can lose to them if you don't fight the right fight.
Right.
But you can beat, this is the time. You need to throw Kambosos some big money, go down in Australia, and go try to take them titles off of him. Or you take on Lomachenko, a fight that, is still extremely marketable.
We got to 20 thumbs up, so thank you, chat. I'm gonna catch up with chat real quick and keep talking about this Davis situation and a little bit more boxing. We saw that Gary Russell Jr.
Valdez and Shakur Steuben.
That's Gary a fight Russell that we gotta talk about as well too. Trey says 200K is a lot of money in Mexico. What a savage! Don't fighters in a championship fight get some money from pay-per-view?
$200,000 money everywhere. What are you talking about?
Their revenue split is weird, Pernell. I don't know how they do with the.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money in Mexico, but it's a lot of money everywhere. You honestly, spend it right.
The fighter pay issue is good because it's getting it is finally getting momentum, Will Ryder. So we'll talk about that more. John Nash knows a lot about the numbers. Bloody Elbow guy. I think I actually watch or read a lot of their articles. So I'll be sure to tune in with them, Danny Burns. And the camp costs a lot of money, Beta. Like 200K sounds good, but you're paying food. Remember, this is probably like one of your only revenue,
taxes,
but food, taxes, coaches, training, injuries, recovery, bills, family. That 200K is not a lot when you're only fighting like once or twice a year. Their medical pay code. Yeah, wow. I said all that, and then Melvin basically broke it down.
Medical copay, life insurance, car insurance, mortgage, kids. Anything else we want to keep going with?
Beta made a good point. Vaughn, he says if Showtime makes $75 a viewer on this, then it's over with for. He's talking about the Davis and Rolly fight. Then it's over with for marketability if he doesn't pick a real big name in the division. Yeah, if he doesn't pick up a big name soon, I don't like.
He needs to. And this is coming from a Tank Davis fan.
Yeah, and I have become a Davis fan recently too, Vaughn.
Oh yeah, Ennis is in the IBF eliminator, but we'll see if he gets Earl spins. I don't think him or Virgil Ortiz is getting spins, Beta.
Yeah, you know how with mandatories historically, like they'll find ways around it. Mayweather Promotions will make a killing off of this fight if they off the Rolly Romero fight you're talking about.
If they market the fight, they can make some good money. If they could do 300,000 pay-per-view buys at $75, that's good money. And then they pack the house, which they're going to do because it's Tank Davis. Tank got a nice following in the African-American community coming from a black man. He has a nice little following. It's not crazy like on the Canelo level, but they're going to pack the house.
Oh, yeah. He's been selling out in like Atlanta, Cali. He's been doing his thing.
If they could just do 300,000 to 400,000 pay-per-view buys, but I don't know. They're going to have to, Rolly and Tank going to have to sell it.
Tank can make money fighting nobodies, but I think for his legacy, he needs to fight more top-ranked opponents. That's a good way of putting it, Pernell. What I'm saying is that people are going to get tired of it.
Yeah, he just needs to step out of that thing, and Floyd need to let him off the leash. He's got the ability to beat these dudes at 135. He could lose. This is boxing, but he has the ability to pull it off. Let that man go. He's 27. Let him go get in his prime and go get, build his name.
Whale made a great point, Von, which I will quickly like to switch over to, which I think you like. He says, I got Kambosos keeping the belt. Who do you think that Kambosos is going to get next?
I think honestly, Kambosos' next two options is either Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko. Devin Haney is the easiest fight to make because they're both on the zone and they work with Eddie Hearn. That's the easiest fight to make. But Lomachenko is definitely it's going to be between him or Devin Haney.
Did you hear what Bob Arum said about the Haney fight?
What did he say?
He said, nobody knows Haney in Australia.
Of course, Bob Arum. I heard about what Bob Arum said, but this is
Lomachenko is a much bigger fight.
Yeah, I mean, too, because Vasily has a bigger name. Yeah, but the thing about Devin Haney, Kambosos fighting Haney or Lomachenko in Australia, he's going to do big numbers. Right.
No,
everybody in Australia is going to watch the fight. They're going to still pack the house. But Lomachenko is a bigger name, so it's up to what Kambosos feel.
Right.
Legacy, yeah, Lomachenko. But easier fight to make, a fight that he might feel a little more confident in, probably Devin Haney.
Now the problem is, in my opinion, Arum made a point. He said Arum explains that his company has deep contacts in Australia.
And Lomachenko, I know my young shooter. I already knew he was. He's from down under.
And Lomachenko is a much bigger name in the country. He feels Haney is still very much an unknown. Now, this is a kicker right here.
That's true.
If Arum secures the fight, then Kambosos Lomachenko will head to ESPN. Hearn, right, Eddie Hearn, should he come out on top, would bring a Kambosos Haney fight to streaming platform on the Zone.
Yeah.
What do you think is the likelihood, or what's like a better possibility or probability that it's Haney or that it's I'm sorry, that it's Haney or is that it's Lomachenko?
I think it might be Haney because Eddie Hearn is going to want to keep them titles over there.
Yeah.
If it don't go to purse bid, he's going to want to keep them titles because if Haney wins, he's got all those belts over there now on the Zone. But if Kambosos wins, Eddie can offer him a bigger contract and keep him over there and keep those titles over there. And so people got to come over there. So to me, I think it might be Haney. Lomachenko's a bigger name, but Devin Haney and his dad and Kambosos' family, they might feel more comfortable taking on Devin Haney than Lomachenko because Lomachenko is an extremely dangerous fight.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Von, because that's exactly how I feel. Lomachenko is a very dangerous fight.
Fight for George
not saying
Kambosos.
Haney isn't, but Lomachenko is more experienced. He's more seasoned. He's a tougher fight to win against. If I'm a promoter, I'm saying, let's take the Haney fight, and Haney's going to be willing to come to Australia because he's been dying for a big fight. So he's probably going to he's probably going to give in to whatever demands we ask for. He doesn't mind being the B side. It's probably not too hard of a fight to make. And then Eddie Hearn already being from overseas and having the relationship with Haney and Kambosos, I wouldn't mind. I think that is
Bob
a more likely outcome.
And Bob and Dana don't really want it. I mean, Bob and Eddie, they don't want to do too many favors because we seen what happened with what's it called? Eddie being able to swipe that Kambosos and Tio fight. That didn't help. And then you see how Bob did Eddie on that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury undisputed fight.
They don't have the best relationship. They don't.
Especially because they didn't try to undermine each other.
Bob doesn't like Hearn, and I think he makes it pretty obvious.
But money talks, though. That is true.
Mike Brimowitz, that's an interesting point. We shall see. I don't know about that. The pay, especially for the unknown guys with kids, 100% whale. Whale, 100%. That's bad. You're right. Miller says Purnell. Danny Burns says Philly. Miller, does Tank remind you of a mini Joe Frazier? I would love to hear Von's thoughts. What I will say is, all right, I'll tell you first the similarities. Him being usually the smaller guy, as far as in the ring compared to who he's fighting against. packing a lot of power, a beautiful left hook. I would just say they're a bit different where like Joe Frazier was like I don't know if this is a good way to put it, but like a Marvin Hagler, like head to the ground, kind of fighting on the inside, where Davis is a lot slicker in his style of fighting, and he relies on speed a lot more than a Frazier did, where he would rely more on the left hook and power and kind of just fighting on the inside, where Gervonta Davis is a little more versatile, just inexperienced and hasn't fought the best where Frazier has. I hope that breaks that down for you somewhat decent. You have any thoughts on that, Von Blue?
I mean, like I said before, and I know people will be like, what? Tank reminds me of Canelo and Brian Castano. I think they all three have similar styles. I think that Canelo's maybe Tank is a little more fleet-footed, but they're similar. They all very undersized for their weight classes. They always tend to find a way over taller opponents, like to get inside the height and take the reach away from them. To me, they got similar styles. No, he's not out Canelo. No, he hasn't done what Canelo's done. But the similar way they fight.
Gotcha.
They just tend to find a way to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They just tend to find a way to win. They know what they do well, and they're going to stick to it. And they, and you see the growth in their games. Even Tank's called himself a mini Canelo, So I'm not saying he's on his level, because I know people are like, what are you saying? But I'm saying we're talking about fighting and the way they fight. We're not talking about the achievements.
No, of course. And I guess if you guys don't mind, just because we've been live almost for like an hour and a half, I guess one of the best and last and final topics to talk about, if you guys want to talk about this, unless you have another topic as well too, Von. Oh no, Blue knows his stuff, Beta. This is a homie, especially like
Plugs just hit us with something.
Is an encyclopedia. Do you think? Oh, and that's something Beta wanted to talk about too. Let's talk about that before my next subject. I was gonna bring up Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson, but let's quickly talk about Beta brought this in the Discord.
And Plugs did too.
Right. He says, do you think? Yeah, right. The Canelo and Charlo thing happening in May. Do you think it's gonna happen in Cinco de Mayo, Von?
I don't know, because it's like, okay, will it happen? I mean, Canelo has done business with PBC. He's done business with Showtime before. Possibly is a very marketable fight. It'll sell. Charlo gonna play the bad guy. The Mexican crowd is gonna be into it. The Charlo brothers is not the most liked fighters. It's gonna sell. But then it's like, does Canelo want to take a break? Because we don't know if Canelo really want to fight May or not. He might just say, I'm taking a whole year off. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course.
I mean, it's a possibility. We'll see what happens.
We saw, I guess, that the Makabu fight fell through because, he was talking about going up to cruiserweight, which was kind of nuts. Now, when you bring up the Charlo fight, I know we were talking about, the possibility of that. Is that the fight you want to see next for Canelo, or would you rather see someone else? I got a name for you that I want to bring up, but I wanted to ask you first.
I mean, I would like to see it, but if he's going to fight at 100, I mean, the next fight, I don't know. I'm thinking I would love to see him fight Charlo or David Benavidez. One of them. David Benavidez would be the one, because at 168 pounds, I think David Benavidez deserves that fight. But if he's looking to make money, I'm not mad at him fighting Charlo, but I wouldn't mind him seeing Dick fight David Benavidez.
I don't want to be disrespectful, Von, but I feel the same way. I feel the same way with Charlo. I think it's a pretty easy fight for Canelo, stylistically.
And I mean, I understand that. Even me being, I like the Charlos as my boys. But
I like him a lot too. Right?
Yeah, I understand that. I totally get what you're saying, because Canelo got the skill set. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not under no illusion that Canelo could put it on Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know how boxing is. You never know. But
you never know. You never know. With David Benavidez, I just feel like stylistically, look, for example, let's say he fights Charlo. It might go a full decision. Canelo wins a unanimous. I'm not denying that. It could be against Benavidez, a 3rd round knockout, 6th round knockout for Canelo. I'm just saying stylistically it'll be more entertaining because of Benavidez' output. His punch output per round.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely it'll be more entertaining fight because the way Benavidez fights. You know,
I can
he
see
puts
Charlo
pressure on
being
you.
a boring fight, to be quite honest.
Charlo is more calculated.
Right.
He's a lot more calculated in his style. If you watch him fight, he's very calculated. Ronnie Shields made him. He's very calculated. He don't waste a lot of energy and try to he's very calculated. David Benavidez is going to be entertaining because the way Benavidez fight. You know Benavidez what he going to come to do. He can box, but Benavidez going to put them combinations together. He's going to put his punches together and he's going to go after it. So, I mean, it could be more possibly entertaining, but, you know, we'll see. I mean, it could.
Him being 25-0 with 22 knockouts, speaking of Benavidez, his output, he kind of shot himself in the foot, missing weight and the whole cocaine thing. It wasn't a good look, but
he definitely did with that.
If if he doesn't get it, I would like to see him in a Caleb Plant.
Who, Charlo and Plant or Benavidez and Plant?
Benavidez and Plant, yeah.
Nah, yeah. If he don't get the Canelo fight, I wouldn't mind that. Him or Charlo. If he fought Caleb Plant or Jamal Charlo, I'd be down to watch Benavidez fight that. If he can't get the Canelo fight, he got to fight with David Lemieux. That's a title eliminator. That's like his third one, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, David Lemieux has been around for so long.
It's a title eliminator, though. You know how about it.
I feel like Lemieux after the whole Triple G thing.
Me, Billy Joe.
Yeah.
That fight. That's when I was like, it's getting away from Lemieux.
Exactly, right. I mean, he's on a pretty nice win streak, but
you never know. Boxing's crazy.
Oh, all right. So I'm gonna catch up with chat, and then the last thing I have to talk to you. I'm sorry if I'm holding you up for a long time, but I need to talk to you about Valdez and Stevenson. Let me see. Tank needs to fight Kambosos, Blue Nose. Yep. Canelo needs to fight Triple G again. Interesting. I don't know if I want to see the Triple G fight again, Pernell, to be quite honest.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but I thought Triple G won the first one. I thought Canelo won the second one. So I guess it's fair to say maybe we need to see it again. I want to see him fight Boo Boo. He struggles with southpaws and he's so awkward that it would be interesting seeing Canelo.
That's another one I wouldn't mind him fighting either.
That will be a great one. Now, I think they're always going to use not the excuse, but it probably doesn't sell that well because the casual fan.
Yeah, but this is Canelo. It's Canelo. Canelo gonna sell the fight.
That's a good point.
And then you play the narrative, and then you play the narrative that Boo Boo's been calling him out since 154. You know, you play into all that. You can sell the fight. This is Canelo, man. Some fighters are just gonna make the fight sell, and there's narratives to play in each one of them.
Yeah, I mean. Trust me, and I hate that I'm saying this, but
Charlo is the most sellable fight.
Right. Charlo, Benavidez. That's why, even though I would like to see Andrade,
Boo Boo,
I don't see it happening.
I don't mind because that's an intriguing match.
I just don't see it happening anytime soon. That's that. You get what I'm saying?
It's
sad that the politics are like that.
Yeah, that's whack. That's what's whack things sometimes about boxing.
Yeah, it's just let me see.
Go ahead.
Excellent explanation. Only seen little guy fight one time. More into MMA since the early 2000s, says Danny Burns. Yeah, I like Davis. I like his style of fighting. Is someone I definitely want to watch more. The problem with him, Danny Burns, is that he doesn't fight the best. And I'm not saying it's his fault. It could be his promotion's fault. And I think it is actually. They have oh yeah, that's true, Beta. Well, in the press conference, they
got all kind of moments. They got Boo Boo calling them out at 154, 160. Oh, they got it's ways to market fights, man. When you got, trust me, it's plenty of stuff to push.
I might be wrong about that one, Beta. You might have a good point. Andrade should be thrown in the mix as far as his name in the hat.
Any of those 3 fights make sense for Canelo.
All right, guys. We've been live for 1:30, so thank you for the support. Last topic that we need to get to: Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur's a savage, where he wrote on Twitter, "Cheaters never win." How do you feel about this fight being made, or around the cusp?
I got to give a shout out to Grandpa Bob for making this fight happen. I got to give a shout out to Grandpa Bob because we've been calling.
Did he make this happen because of the whole Crawford thing? I have to ask you that. Yeah.
No, I just think the fans wanted it, and it's been demanded.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We want to see this fight, so I think Bob came through because Bob, Bob was just Grandpa Bob was like, we got to make this fight happen. So this is one of the funnest fights of the year coming up in boxing. April 30th. Do not miss it. I think Oscar Valdez is a good fighter. I think he's got talent. You know, you never know, he could pull this off. I don't want to write the kid off, especially after the Burchell win and the grittiness I've seen throughout his career, because I've been beautiful knockout, beautiful game plan, beautiful way he won the fight, just in general, you know, and I don't want to write him off, but man, Shakur Stevens is all bad for him. And I know it sounds like because I'm African American, I'm going for the African American guy. This ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. This is purely off just Shakur is all bad for him.
We've been high off Shakur for quite a while, Von.
Yeah.
Oscar Valdez had a beautiful knockout against Burchell. Beta Quest says he's gonna need extra strength too for Shakur. What a savage!
Oh my god!
What a savage!
Oh my god!
I think Shakur. I mean, look, Valdez is in a good stable, you know.
Yeah, he's got a good camp around him and a good, great trainer.
And if anybody's gonna prepare someone for like the biggest fight of their night, you can rest assured like Reynoso's gonna like at least have something somewhat up his sleeve.
Something.
Now, yeah, it's just nobody like Shakur, as far as a pugilist, strictly speaking, is special. Where Valdez has nice power in his punches.
He's got some good boxing skills too. He ain't just slouchy.
Right, but on the other hand, he hasn't seen anyone in the ring like Shakur.
Nah.
But is it safe to say that Shakur hasn't seen someone like Valdez either?
Well, he hasn't seen as far as like, I think the grittiness and the punching power of a Oscar Valdez, but he just fought Jamel Herring, who's a world champion and a fighter. I thought if he ever fought Oscar Valdez, that would be a hell of a fight.
Right.
And Shakur is just, that last fight, I mean, he's been good all the time, but that last fight, I was just like, oh my God. I said, Oscar, I don't want to, man, it's going to be tough, bro. It's going to be tough for Oscar.
It's a tough, Danny, he fights at like 126 or 130, like super
fat. Yeah, they 130. They fight at 130. It's going to be 130. Yeah. 2 titles on the line.
Purnell, have a great night. Thank you for hanging out for such a long time.
Appreciate it, Purnell.
It was great talking. Like, we've had like, bro, me and Vaughn used to go live, not even joking, like to 2 to 5 viewers, 6 viewers, 8 viewers. Like today we have held like the 10 viewer wall or above all night.
Oh yeah, Merchant. We seen that fight, Magsayo and Russell.
So Vaughn, thank you for the support from the jump, man. I just have to say that, of course. Yeah. The Gary Russell fight was kind of crazy. He was I don't think he's gonna get the immediate rematch. I think they already said that that Magsayo is gonna fight like a mandatory. I forget the name. Reyes.
Oh, he's gonna probably fight what's his name? Ray Vargas, because Ray Vargas was supposed to be mandatory for Gary Russell. That was the fight that was supposed to happen, but Gary Russell's inactivity. Vargas was recovering from a broken arm, so that fight never happened. Ray Vargas is huge for the weight class, though, height wise.
How do you feel about the Russell loss, especially with, people were saying like, oh, this might be one of the best. Right. People were saying this might be the best opposition for Gervonta Davis. People were talking that highly, at least the Gary Russell diehards, right? But is that what you think it is? The inactivity, the fighting like once every 1 to 2 years, especially
I mean, he's fought in the past since 2016. He's fought 5 times. And when you have those long layoffs and then he got injured in the fight, man, it's going to get to you. I don't care how skilled you are. You know what I'm saying? And you can see in his last fight, he wasn't, you could just tell like Gary, the timing's off. He getting hit with shots he usually don't get hit with. I'm like, that's the inactivity, Brody.
And he's already
33, he's getting up there.
Years old. He's getting up there for that weight class. You usually see like, to cut weight or to be that low in weight at that age is different than a heavyweight, than a middleweight. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
And Mark Magsayo, Mark Magsayo is a beta. No, it's a beta. Your game. Yeah, he's 5'10". Ray Vargas is huge for that weight class.
But 22 knockouts.
Ray Vargas.
Yeah.
Ray Vargas is a good little fighter. He's a good little fighter. It's going to be a tough fight for Mark Masao. Really, it's not going to be an easy fight for him if they fight next. They're both undefeated. On PBC, so yeah, he's undefeated. He's got a good little record. He's fought some good opponents up in his weight class. You know, Ray ain't no slouch. It's going to, and Ray boxes.
Last 6 fights have been by unanimous decision. There has been nothing close.
The biggest puncher. Yeah, but he can box.
Right.
He boxes pretty good. He knows how to use his height and range for that weight class. He does that well.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that too much. Torrin, welcome to the stream. What's up, my guy?
Yeah, but Shakur is just, this is going to be
final predictions for Shakur real quick. I mean, of course, we're going to cover it again, Von. But
predictions, I just think Shakur stops him in 8 rounds.
Wow. Well, you think he stops Valdez? Wow.
I think he stops Valdez. It's just, Shakur is going to swim without getting wet. He's not going to be moving around the ring like you think he is. He's going to be in the center of the ring. He'll take little steps back, little lateral movements. It's not going to be heavy moves, and he's going to, man, he going to do some stuff. That's straight. His straight right hand to the body and stuff, how he stops his opponents, kind of how Floyd used to do in their tracks, knock them off. And I mean, Oscar could pull it off. You never know. They might have a great game plan. Shakur is going to have his defense on point because you don't want to get hit with Oscar. When he slips and he slip counters, he's nasty with that. Oscar Valdez is nasty with his slip counters.
Against Burchell, he slipped 3 punches to set up that left hook.
Yeah, slip counter. He nasty. Oscar Valdez is nasty with his slip counters. He is nasty.
Shakur, I feel like, is growing into his body. I truly feel that way.
Yeah, getting that man strength.
Where that's what scares me for that's what scares me for Valdez. Like it was like, I hate to always use the Mayweather example, but like Mayweather,
he remind me of Floyd.
But the difference is that what I mean by the Mayweather thing is that like Mayweather was more knocking out people in his early career, and then it kind of switched where I feel like Shakur, this is just a guess, a prediction. I feel like Shakur is going to start doing the opposite. He's going to start getting guys out of there.
Go up as he go up weight compared to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd, how they went up weight and the knockouts went down.
He looked big against Herring. Am I tripping?
Yeah. He looked strong.
That's what I'm saying. Like now against Valdez and Shakur should be fireworks. And the reason why I think so too is because like I don't think Valdez is going to be the type to just lay down.
No, he's not going to get. No, he's not. And Shakur, but see, also what's going to make the fight good. Shakur's not going to be doing all that moving around like you think he is.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I think this fight is going to be an exciting, fun fight. And Oscar ain't going to lay down.
If he could make Shakur not only fight off the back foot, but
Shakur can fight off the back foot. If he can rattle
all day, if he
Shakur early, that's what I think is key for Oscar is rattling him early, making him gun shy.
Yeah, if he could, nobody has been able to do that yet. If he somehow finds a way to make Shakur hesitant, then we got ourselves a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see that happening.
I just don't. I know. I just think Shakur is going to be pat, catching him with shots. He's going to be trying to slip counter. Shakur going to see that coming. He's going to step back. Boom, boom. It's going to be this. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
I honestly think it'll go the decision, in my honest opinion.
Oh, no, that's good.
Yeah.
No, that's ain't nothing wrong with that. That's probably the probability. But I just think Shakur going to catch him with some heat seekers.
True says someone get Trey a 6-pack and send him home. This is gonna have good replay value.
Trey is
he's a savage. Torrin says Dana White not putting the belt around Francis was disrespectful. We were talking about that a bit earlier, Torrin. It is kind of baffling.
Danny, appreciate it, Danny. On the comment. My bad, Trey.
You want to read that off for us, Von?
Yeah, he said, listen to you talk. Talk is informing me big time on current boxing, helping me catch up. Enjoy, keep on grinding, DC. You're good at this. Been listening to people talk about boxing for 45 years. Oh, wow. Shout out to
Thank you, man.
To Danny Burns, man. Shout out to the OG.
Thank you. And like having someone like Von Blue, honestly, to talk boxing with is just a pleasure, Danny. So we plan to do this every Tuesday. Hopefully, like Von is available as well too. I want to start doing like a Tuesday Thursday thing, but
we could do that.
Right now, I'm gonna stick to Tuesdays. Maybe do like Tuesday UFC, Thursday boxing or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
because I feel like sometimes it throws people off.
Switching it up and stuff. Yeah. That makes sense.
We did it, exactly, Von. Like, you know how today we were on for like about an hour 45?
Yeah, talking about Ngannou and Ciryl.
Right. Instead, we'll do like an hour on Tuesday about UFC, an hour Thursday on boxing. I think that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and it just makes it better for, like, let's say you only like boxing. That's understandable. You come Thursdays. Let's say you like the UFC. You come Tuesdays. Let's say you like both, then you come both days, right? So who's next for Pereira? Pereira, he's a veteran. I don't know what's next for him, honestly, like who they give him as far as in his division, but we will keep talking about it. We also got to do live calls next stream as well too. But any last and final thoughts, Von? Thank you so much for breaking down the Shakur fight
man.
and
So,
everything.
Yeah. You know, we ain't got no boxing, no MMA this week, so it's not gonna be much on. But February 5th, man, y'all check out. Let's see, any good little matches. Oh yeah, Thurman and Barrios gonna fight. That's on the box, and I think Strickland. Who is Strickland fighting?
Hermanson.
Yeah, that should be a cool one. We'll see how Sean Strickland do. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait till next week though.
I like Sean Strickland's style, even though people hate him as like a person.
Yeah, his personality.
He's just
he gets
so
down.
overwhelming. I might get on Friday, January 29th at 7 p.m. Bader fights on Bellator 273.
Oh yeah, I might. Who he fighting? I'm gonna check that out.
Moldavsky, who's 11-1, but on the undercard is Ben Henderson and Islam Mamedov. So
yeah, we'll check that. Yeah, we can check that out. A little Bellator, ain't nothing wrong with Bellator.
Yeah, you know, just
I watch Bellator.
More, right,
we'll
more just talk to people on stream and just chill, like. You know, just we're trying to get more live streams, trying to grow this channel. We've been actually like doing a great job growing the channel. It's actually crazy. We're almost at 5,300. So your guys' support, it helps immensely. And I want to go live as soon as possible. If you guys have any topics you guys want to talk about on Friday, if I do get on, let me know in Discord. You know, just write a message. Danny Burns, once again, thank you for the kind words. Torin, because you don't like boxing, exactly. Like maybe it's better for you to just come Tuesdays. Like I'll try to schedule it.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Right. We'll do Tuesday MMA, Thursday boxing. I think it's pretty fair in that sense. And besides that, Truth Hurts, thank you for being here. Merchant, undefeated though, 22 with 16 knockouts. Oh, about what we were talking about earlier with Ray Vargas and
Ray Vargas, nice little fighter.
Yeah, so guys, thank you for being here. Beta Quest, thank you for bringing up all the topics, because that was very helpful and like just, you know, talking back and forth. I'll quickly read these last two and then we'll get out of here. When is Dariush and Islam fight? I'll find out for you right now because I know that soon. Let me just go to UFC events because I know I can scroll to it. I know that's very, very soon. Is it in March or not that early? Wow, earlier than that. Dariush versus Makhachev is February 26th. So about a month from now.
Scrap.
Will Ryder has an interesting take on Dariush. Oh, he's right here. Will Ryder says, be keen to talk about Izzy versus Rob Carter on Friday. CKB. Yes. I will make sure to do that on Friday. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go live for like the Bellator event. What is more gross than putting yourself online KOing sparring partners? Has someone done that recently? Because that is horrible. When's next live stream? I wasn't listening. Sorry. Merchant, no problem. Friday, we're going to probably cover Bellator is the plan. You know, and I know a lot of you guys don't follow Bellator much, but it's more just to have
chit-chat.
Right, just to talk fighting, and we'll probably be talking about the UFC during the Bellator event and boxing and whatever, and just having a good time. Von, any last thoughts on anything you want to say?
Oh yeah, man. Thank you for everybody coming out to the stream, man. Y'all be good and have a safe night. You know, I had to come up here and, you know, just come to school, Triana. You know what I'm saying, Trainer? Had to come talk, you know, talk some sense to the young man. You know, he, you know, sometimes he be above his bridges, so you know we had to bring him down. But
at the end, bro, he's so entertaining. That's what makes it so funny. Like, cause he feels passionate about what he's saying, and he believes it. Like, you know, like he thinks Francis is a bum. Basically, it's crazy, but it creates a good topic. He's in the chat right now. He says Islam W. Yeah, Makhachev is Strickland a dog. Strickland is a freaking monster. When's the next live stream? Friday, Merchant. We're gonna do Tuesdays.
Right. I'm gonna get up out of here, Miller.
Yo, much love, Von. Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
Von Blues Boxing, right? On
YouTube. Yes, sir.
If you want to subscribe to him, please do so. He does great breakdowns. That's the homie. I'll put his links in the description as well. Von got out of here. Much love, Von. put some respect on his name. Trey says Beta. Oh man, you guys killed me, bro. Today was fun. Today was a lot of fun. We'll do Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll try to keep it to an hour. Today I went like almost 2 hours. But we'll do like an hour MMA, an hour on Thursday with boxing, and yeah, we'll have a good time. Strickland's dog. Nabib. Beta calling Ngannou Nabib is just the funniest thing I probably ever like. And Gabib, that's hilarious, bro. Francis isn't a bum. Trey feels, you see the name Trey Melton above you, Torin? That's how freaking Trey feels. He thinks Francis Ngannou is a bum. When will Tony Ferguson fight again? I don't know. As far as we look at the lightweight division rankings real quick, I don't see him beating anybody right now, bro. Like, that's above him. RDA, maybe. Chandler, maybe. Islam Makhachev, no. Dariush, lost to him already. Poirier, Gaethje lost to him already. Oliveira lost to him already. It's sad, but Ferguson is in a tough place in his career, sadly. Wakanda Forever says, well, hey, mate, what's up, Antonio? Antonio, you're just getting in here, and I'm just about to leave. I'm so sorry, my guy. I'm so sorry. I'm about to just get out of here. Maybe you could replay the stream. It was a lot of conversation about UFC 270. And we'll be back Friday. We're going to be doing Tuesdays MMA with Trey, and if Von Blue wants to jump in too. And then Thursdays, some boxing. That's how we're going to keep it. We're going to keep growing this channel. Thank you for all the new subscriptions today. We got a few today. So, Trey Melton, have a great night. Antonio, have a great night. Will Ryder, have a great night. Torin, Beta, Merchant, Danny Burns. I missed a message from Beta earlier. He said, I agree with Danny. Listening to y'all talk boxing is like watching a multimedia video. Thank you, man. I love that guy's content. All the like, they're like movies, like literally, like the multimedia stuff. You know what's crazy about that, Beta? Before I get out of here, I think the person that does those videos is like a young kid, from what I've seen. So it's something crazy. Trey gonna cry in the car. Like I actually heard his voice, because you know he pays someone to do like the voiceover. I actually heard what's it called? Who it actually is, and it's actually like a kid. Like sounds like a kid at least. Yeah, Antonio, sorry about that, but Friday we'll be here. Beto don't even got a mic that works in 2022. Oh nah. Oh, Trey's taking the gloves off now. Beta's a moron, he says. Connor, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. Bro, I could be live all day and just talk to you guys. I wish that were the case. One day we're gonna get from behind the truck to behind the booth, permanently. So, Connor, I think Connor's gonna get Chandler next. You have seen them kind of talking about each other, tweeting about each other. Chandler's open to it. I know Connor kind of wanted to skip the line and maybe fight Oliveira, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So what's the best option outside of that? Chandler. Maybe a Ferguson one isn't too bad. That's another option. Like he's like young. I forget how old he is, Beta, but I wish there was a way. Let me look it up real quick before we leave. Motivedia maker. Motivedia boxing channel. What do you call it? The creator. Can I? Bro, he talked like they were like, you know how he does the crazy voice, but he was like, you guys were wondering who it is that does it, and then he talked, and it was like it sounded like a kid, bro. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, or maybe it's like a really young guy. I don't know. Connor needs to get in line. Yeah, he wants to skip the line, and I'm like, obviously that's not fair, right? A kid, like, yeah, I don't know if that's true, Beta. Don't quote me on it, but Connor needs to get it in. Yeah, Trey, how can you hear me on the mic when your head is buried so deep in Daddy Dana's ass? Says Beta. We're gonna leave on that note. I love it. Maybe Friday we're back for Bellator 273. I'm gonna get out of here. It was a lot of fun talking to you guys about boxing and all that, man. I truly do appreciate the support. I'm gonna close everything out on my computer. We'll be back Friday, so be here. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. #1 commentary channel on YouTube. Now we have, so real quick announcement, or not really an announcement, but on Tuesdays we're gonna permanently do these shows with Trey and talk the UFC. Trey is, at the end of the day, he's so entertaining, he's hilarious. Tuesdays with Trey, Thursdays we do some boxing with Vaughn, and we'll try to do that consistently every week. We're trying to grow the channel, so let's make it happen. You watch your mouth, you twerp, says Trey. I love how people are calling him Titanium McGregor now. Savages, bro. Savages. Whether McGregor or Ferguson wins, if they were to fight each other, I can see McGregor beating a Chandler. Am I tripping? I guess we'll find out in the next episode. We'll talk soon. Much love. God bless. Good night. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you guys Friday, hopefully, right? If not, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Steady stream, so hit the bell for post notifications. We'll be back soon. Thank you for all the new subs. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.